Welcome to Composition 2 online for Northwest State Community College. I am going to be your instructor this semester for this course, and my name is Nicole Schrock. As you read in the email that this video is attached to, I'm doing these videos to kind of help you to better acclimate to the course, to have a clearer understanding of the expectations week by week, and then also just to give you a face so that you're not just thinking you're turning all this work into a computer. You can get into the course and see that I have an introduction set up that tells you a little bit about me, but you can probably look at my surroundings in the background and see all the baby pictures and realize that I am a mom and have found that teaching on a computer is a great way to have my cake and eat it too. In other words, I like to do it all and I like to be there for my kids, but also I love my career of teaching, and this has been a great way for me to do both of those things effectively. I know many of you are jugglers of many different hats, whether it be family or careers or whatever else you're doing, and this course hopefully will fit in nicely to the flexible part of your day, if there is any flexibility. Some weeks it doesn't seem like there is any, does it? Anyway, this video is going to be, try to keep it short every week, but it's going to be a weekly part of our course. And wanted to explain to you first today how the course is set up. If you go into the course, you'll notice that there are different icons. There's an introduction page, there's a course overview page, there's a syllabus page, and then there are the course content that's going to have like each unit broken down into chunks. I've had some students tell me that they find this to be confusing, and so I'm trying to clarify it up front. It's actually a format that I inherited, and I think we're going to be going through some system changes as we move from WebCT to I think it's called Saki. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I haven't been trained on it yet, but this will be a WebCT course for this semester. So hopefully what you can do is get yourself organized in a way that the system can work for you. For me, it's putting everything into one of these big binders, and what I did is I printed off my syllabus. The reason I put a syllabus separate from the course content is I want the syllabus to serve as a big picture. Excuse me a moment. I knew that would happen. Morning voice, right? It was just to serve as a big picture, kind of aerial view of what we're doing, where we're going, and what weeks it's going to happen in. You probably have a system in your house where you know which weeks are going to be busy kind of before they're busy. Sometimes we don't always know that, but sometimes we have an idea that this first week of September is going to be crazy. So you can kind of work ahead that way if you wish. I have all assignments open now. They just have deadlines, which, speaking of, all assignments are due at 11:55 because it's the easiest way to set up a midnight deadline on the day of the deadline. And it gets confusing if I put midnight, then it looks like it's due on Monday, and everything's actually due Sunday at midnight or Monday at 12 a.m. But in the past, when I've put in the Monday date, then people think that they have all day Monday to work, and it's confusing to them, they've said. So that's why the 11:55 deadline for everything. I think there's maybe one exception in the whole course. Everything else is due on Sunday at midnight, or at 11:55 if you wish. I'm going to give you 5 minutes of fudge time, so don't worry if it doesn't get in until midnight, okay? Anyway, so the syllabus here is going to set up the whole course as a syllabus should. Do read through the details in that. I'm not going to go through it right now, just because I think it would waste our video time here. Do take some time to look at page 3 of the syllabus that does show the general rubric for what we're aiming for in our writing, and you're going to see this rubric a lot this semester. Also, please note that there is a late work policy and a format policy all within the syllabus. The part of the syllabus that you might be most interested in, I know I was as a student, is the course schedule. And this tells you what's due when. There's a little bit of an explanation here. Anytime there's an A before an assignment, it comes from the Aaron textbook, which is the Little Brown Compact Handbook. And H stands for the Millennium Reader. Hirschberger is the author or editor of that text. Anything in red is an assignment due for that week. And again, assignments Sunday at midnight. All right. Hopefully this all should coordinate perfectly with the courses. So if I look as a student, I see I have a reflection activity, assignment 1-1 due this first week. I'll go to the course, I'll look under unit 1, and I'll see assignment 1-1 after all of the explanation. I do put a lot of detail into the course content. This is me teaching you, okay? So that's why there's so much reading. Do yourself a favor and don't skip over it. What I've done is created a tab in my notebook here, and I've printed everything out because sometimes it's nice to have something to go back and look at all in one place. Feel free to do that if you wish. I have found that it has made my life a lot easier. I avoided doing it for the first year that I taught this course. So I taught this course 2 or 3 times at least before I finally printed everything out, and all of a sudden it was like the lights opened up and I felt like I wasn't so scrambled. And you can print everything off and then you have it in front of you. Don't have to, just a suggestion. So what we have going on during this first unit is sort of an introduction, get to know each other activity. You'll notice that this activity not only gets turned into your Dropbox, but is also going to be posted on the discussion board. Side note about discussion board, I'm a big fan. I think that it's our only way to really get into the process of writing as a class, to really get into each other's heads a little bit, challenge each other, ask questions, make observations in a way that we really can't because we don't have a synchronous class time, but this asynchronous time of discussing it on discussion board. If you take it seriously, you're going to get a lot more out of the class, and you're going to enjoy it more, and your writing is going to be better because you have more fodder for thought, more material to put out there, more ideas to incorporate. So I really encourage you to get into using this discussion board. First assignment is going to go on the discussion board. You can get to know your classmates a little bit. It is a reflection activity. It's set up and there's an explanation of why it's set up the way it is, but I've been into reading a Jill Graf and Kathy Birkenstein book called They Say, I Say, Moves That Matter in Academic Writing. It's not one of our required texts, but I want to give credit where credit's due. They set up a structure for academic writing and argument, what we're going to be using this whole semester, and all of these reflection questions are actually done in a They Say, I Say format. In other words, I've heard it said that, fill in the blank, but I think that, and we talk like that all the time, right? You watch the news, you listen to a song, anything that you critique or analyze or even just process at all, you're actually doing an argument in your head. And it's not like you're being argumentative. That's different. You're not being divisive. You're just processing. So as I watch a story in the news. I just caught one on MSN this morning about these hikers. Actually, it was from last week, but it was a review story of these hikers who crossed over into enemy territory and are now being held as if they were spies. And they have an 8-year jail sentence. It's this big thing. And as I'm reading that, I'm like, wow. Well, the government, the Iranian government says that they are spies. They say they're not. What do I think about this situation? So again, it's just part of critical thinking, that really important skill that all academics preach, right? Okay, so that's going to be our first assignment this week. And again, you're going to post it both to the discussion board and to your Dropbox for me to grade. By the way, obviously, you get the points. You finish it, you get the points on this one. And then the second thing we're going to do for this week is an MLA exercise. It's found in your Erin text. It's exercise 58.1 on page 505. And I want to just right away out of the chute make sure we're all comfortable, or at least have some sort of touchstone with this MLA stuff. I always joke with my students that it really stands for Making Life Awful, but it's actually Modern Language Association, and it's how we give credit to our sources. It's how we are academically honest and accountable. It's also how we add credibility to our work, because we're saying, not only am I saying this, but a published author is saying this. So there's multiple levels of why we use this citation format, and if you were in school as long ago as I was, you can remember doing footnotes and hating them. And I believe MLA is a lot simpler when it's all said and done. So hopefully you have that experience with it as well. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with it myself. Okay, well that closes up what we're going to be doing this week. It is is a sort of a short week, and I understand that 2 assignments might be overwhelming. Remember, you have until Sunday at midnight to finish it up. A couple things about contacting me. I apologize for that. A couple things about contacting me. I do have my cell phone at the bottom of this email that you're getting this message on. Feel free to use that if you'd like. You may use my in-course email. I check every day. I'm not sure if I'm going to check it in the mornings or afternoons, but if you want to get a hold of me more directly, feel free to use my Northwest State email, which goes to the general server, and it also goes directly to my phone. So that's also all in writing in the introduction, but I wanted to make sure I articulated that to you as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and that we can get some of these startup jitters out of our system and really get effective with our time and energy. Don't spend too much time trying to figure things out. Make sure you email before you get frustrated, okay? And we hope to have a great year. Oh, one more thing. If you have a general question, there is a general question spot on our discussion board for you. So if you have a question that you're not getting a response from me on because I haven't gotten to my email, you can put that question out for all other students. Just keep in mind to keep it professional and kind in how you pose your question. It's not a space to rant. It's a place to generate questions and answers among your peers, just like you might lean over and say, do you understand what they're saying? I need some clarification, or something like that. So it's one of those spaces, and I hope you have some fun with that, helping each other out as we join on this journey together. Have a great day. Bye-bye.